Okay, hello everyone. Hello, and welcome to today's gameplay stream. Today is Sunday, September 19th, 2015. I am Darkside Phil, of course. And welcome. Certainly, I hope that you are on the right stream. If you were looking for, people who scream at survival horror games, or you were looking for, master level, Call of Duty gameplay, you're probably in the wrong place. This is the Super Mario Maker stream. This is my fourth session of Super Mario Maker. And it's going to be my final session for a while. After playing this game 4 times this past week, which honestly I originally wasn't planning on doing. I didn't know how the game would catch on with viewers. People seem to really enjoy it. They seem to like seeing me not only mess around and make my own levels and then try to beat them, but also they seem to enjoy liking the fact that I'm trying out other levels online, that I've done the challenges, that I'm trying other people's stages who they send to me. And it's been a lot of fun, okay? It has been a lot of fun. And I've definitely liked the game. It's a fun game. If you're a fan of the original Mario games, it's certainly something that, in my opinion, would be a must-buy. Is it a system seller for the Wii U? It all depends. It really depends on the kind of person that you are. I would actually say for some people it might be. But I'll say this, unfortunately, we just heard the bad news this week that Star Fox Zero, which really was the only first-party title for the Wii U being released this holiday season, has now been delayed until 2016. So this is actually, in effect, the final game for the Wii U this year. I just want you to think about what I just said for a second. It's the final game on the Wii U for the rest of the year. How many Wii U games did we play this year? Like 2? Maybe 3? I know we played Splatoon. We played Super Mario Maker. What else came out in 2015? A lot of people would say, oh, we played Smash Brothers. No, that came out last year. Smash Brothers came out last year. So when you really sit down and you look at the games that came out this year, okay, so earlier in the year there was Mario Party 10, which was actually rated one of the worst Mario Party games of all time. I bought it and never played it. So, yeah, it's pretty sad in that regard, because to see a great company like Nintendo pretty much have nothing whatsoever to offer anyone anymore in terms of games, it's sad. Yet, if there's a new slew of amiibos coming out, you'll get people lining up around the block to buy amiibos. And I put my head in my hands and I shake it in shame at what has become of Nintendo. Here's hoping that their new management will be able to maybe turn the company around. And, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, enough of naysaying about Nintendo. Let's talk about Super Mario Maker. I love the game. I think it's great. Again, as everyone knows, the only negative I really have to say about the game is the time-locked content. I really feel that the time-locking of the content is very silly. But at the same time, I think the game is a lot of fun. I certainly think the game is a ton of fun. And I think what I will be doing is reviewing it soon, because today is basically the final day. Today is the final day where I will be doing a major session of it, but I've pretty much done all of the stuff in the game. So I will probably be reviewing the game hopefully this week. What I think I'll do is tomorrow night, possibly I will film the spoken portion of my review, and maybe I'll throw some video pieces together, maybe even start to edit it, and then hopefully by the end of the week I can release the review for Mario Maker. We'll see. We'll see how much time I can apply to that. Tomorrow night. I would definitely like to get the review out sooner rather than later. The more closely to the release that I put out a review, the better. And I'll be honest, I really like Mario Maker. I think it's a very well thought out game, and it's a lot of fun. And I really think that it's a game again that is it a system seller? For some people, yes. For most people, no. But certainly, if you've not used your Wii U for a while, it's a reason to dust it off. And get prepared for a reason to actually play it again before the slew of games that are coming out. Because as you know, ladies and gents, tons and ridiculous amounts of games are coming out in the next few months for the hardcore gaming season, this busy fall gaming season before the holidays. And we will be very, very busy with all those games shortly. which is why this is really my last major session of Mario Maker. I know this week I'm going to be busy with the survival horror game Soma. I'm going to be buckling down a little bit to try to finish up Fallout New Vegas, play more of Metal Gear Solid 5 and Mad Max. And I'd rather do that than, you know, continue to mess around with Mario Maker. But what I may do, just so you know, my plans for Mario Maker is that maybe once a month I'll dedicate a stream to it. Okay? So what I think I will do is, you know, one session a month, jump in and try out the new stages that are the highest voted stages of the time, just to try them out. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's a cool thing. It's fun, especially around the holidays. There may end up being, like, holiday-themed stuff. You know, that could be cool. Maybe Halloween stages and Christmas stages. That would be really cool to see what people could come up with over time. And if you actually remember, it was actually after a few months of Little Big Planet being out that I went back to Little Big Planet and I tried out some of the stages, and some of the most stupid but at the same time hilarious things I've ever seen in gaming ensued. Like the Street Fighter stage. Oh my god. The Street Fighter stage. Are you kidding me? I still remember that shit. Fucking fish jumping into people's mouths and teabagging each other. It was disgusting and revolting, and I almost shat myself when I tried the Street Fighter stage in Little Big Planet. Do I think that kind of stuff will happen in this game? No, but I think funny things could still happen. So, we shall see, right? It would be nice if Nintendo did release special things for, like, Halloween and Christmas. I don't know if they will, but that would be really cool if they put, like, in-game stuff, you know? So, ladies and gents, thank you for being here. Today will be about 3 hours of Super Mario Maker on the stream. Immediately following the stream, I will be uploading these videos to my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, so you can check them out there. If you cannot tune into the entire stream, if you have to leave at some point, you can check out the rest of the videos there, okay? And then later, after that, I will be releasing a new episode of DSP Tries It. In this episode of DSP Tries It, I actually got food poisoning from the item. No lie, I actually got sick from eating this item on Thursday. And it made me miss out on a whole, you know, streaming day because of it. So, you may be interested in watching this DSP Tries It that I will release on the King of Hate vlogs. And then tomorrow we'll be returning to Metal Gear Solid 5 for my gameplay stream, which I am getting fastly approaching the end game of the game. From what people are telling me, maybe another 6 hours or so, because I've got a few more main missions and a few more required side missions to do, a few tapes to play, until I unlock the final content of the game. And I'm looking forward to the conclusion, so that I can review it. I really want to give my final thoughts on the game, but I want to actually beat the game first and, you know, legitimately say, here's what I think about how the game was executed and stuff like that. So that'll be coming up tomorrow, and of course the rest of the week, the weekend preview will be coming out tomorrow night. So I'll explain this week how the schedule is going to go. And it's going to be a fun week. It will be a fun week. I hope that you will definitely check out the new content, especially Soma, another survival horror game from the makers of Amnesia. I'll be doing face cam. I'll be closing the stream chat for that playthrough, just like I did with Until Dawn. So hopefully people will like that playthrough as much as Until Dawn. We'll have to see. What else is going on? Well, last night I actually released my first new podcast in over a month. That's right, the last podcast that I had done was in the first half of August, and I finally had the opportunity yesterday to do a new one. And I'll be honest with everyone, it's a lot of discussion. There's tons of gaming news and stuff that I cover. And then there's a good segment about the YouTube copyright system, which I, for the first time, quite honestly, reveal things that I've never really shared, because I've been speaking with lawyers in regards to the YouTube copyright system, and I've been speaking with Machinima and YouTube, and I actually have definitive black or white answers about the system. And it's funny how so many YouTubers don't really understand how YouTube's copyright system actually works, the truth behind it, which is not a very good news, quite honestly. It's a very broken and abusable and shitty system made only to protect YouTube from litigation, and it really has no intentions of protecting the rights of anyone who uploads anything to YouTube. And I basically explain all this in the video, so I certainly hope, if you haven't yet, but you're interested in uploading videos to YouTube, or if you are a YouTuber who's had issues with copyright in the past, or if you're a fan of a YouTuber who's had issues with copyright, that you'll check out the podcast and that segment because it's very important. It's good information. It's information that basically every YouTuber should know. And it's sad that YouTube does not make that information public because they have absolutely no communication whatsoever with their customer base, period. They just don't. They don't really care about communicating with their customers. They don't really care about feedback. All they care about is running their business and making money and protecting themselves from litigation. So it's sad. But I basically went out of my way to give the black or white concrete information about that system, and I hope that people will check out the podcast for that. In addition to, like I said, tons of gaming news. I talked for over a half an hour about all this gaming news that's been going on this past couple of weeks. Nintendo and Konami and DLCs that have been announced and, new sequels that have been announced and delays and all kinds of stuff. So hopefully you will check that out as well. What else? This morning, I released a video. My latest statue for sale. It is the most valuable statue in my collection, by far. But I am going to put it up for sale simply because, let's see, number one, I need the money. I'll be honest, I need the money. I'm still trying to, pay down all the debt that I incurred when I moved across the country last year. And I've made a dent in it so far. I've definitely made a dent in it, but I have not, paid it off by far. No, it's still going to take a while, probably a couple years for me to pay it off. But I'm working on it, and I need the money to do that, and that's why I'm selling my statues. Number two, because I have nowhere to put them. My storage nook, since I moved here, has been full of collectibles and statues that I just have nowhere to put in my home. And, there was one era of my life when I lived in the condo and I was a bachelor in Connecticut that stuff was nice and of use, and that era has passed. So at this point, I would much rather have someone else, make use of it rather than me sitting on this stuff and never enjoying it. So the statue this week is the She-Hulk. She's incredibly rare. She is worth upwards of $1,000 or more. I've seen people selling it for over $1,000 on eBay, which is insane in my opinion. I have a very low opening bid of $300 for the fact that you can't buy her for cheaper than, say, $500 to $600 from anywhere that I've seen. And if you are interested, you've been waiting for a really valuable collectible, this is one that people have been asking me for. I showed her earlier. Well, actually, I showed her last year. And then earlier this year, I announced that I was going to be selling her. And people have been looking forward to this for a while. So hopefully someone will take advantage and, give She-Hulk a new home for a decent amount that's not too expensive. I mean, my goal here is to sell my collectibles to my viewers on the cheap. And I'll tell you, everyone to whom I've sold a collectible this year has been incredibly pleased with the price that they got and with the quality of the pieces. I take care of my stuff. If it has damage to it, I announce it in the video. So you know what you're getting up front. And She-Hulk's very valuable, and I hope that someone will again, give her a new home. Because right now she's just sitting here in a box, and it's not it's not worth anything to me. It certainly could be worth something to someone else. So outside of all that, not much else going on. The only thing I'll say before I get started here is that Patreon. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you know my gratuitous plug that I always give. Patreon is updated for this month, the month of September. The goal for this month is to reach $1,250 in funding. If I do that, we will be doing a special October Halloween Day marathon where I'll be playing horror games all day, whether one game that I play all day or maybe multiple games that I'll play for shorter amounts of time. And patrons who pledge $5 or more in the month of September, so you got about another week and a half to do that, you will be able to nominate and vote on the games that I'll be playing in that marathon on Halloween. And that's awesome, right? I mean, I haven't done a Halloween special in years because I've been so busy with other content. And in fact, this year in particular, I know I'm going to be busy around that time. There's Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Halo 5, WWE 2K15. But if we hit this goal, I will be taking time out on Halloween Day to play a Halloween horror marathon. So that could be pretty awesome. Pretty freaking awesome. And I hope we hit the goal. I'm really confident we will, honestly, because I've hit that goal every single month that I've done Patreon this year so far. Some people, I hate to say it, some people who use Patreon when it's successful, they try to abuse it then, and they say, oh, well, now every month I'll just raise the goals. So that way I make more money every month, right? I'm not going to do that. I think that $1,250 is a great goal. And I don't want to go crazy trying to milk money out of my viewer base. Any extra funds that I do raise above that goal are going towards a new camera. And so far this year, we've raised around $350 towards a new camera. I'm hoping to raise about another $400 by the end of the year. And then next year, I can start doing new fun stuff with the camera. I think it'd be awesome, but, you know, I have to get there. So we shall see what happens. We shall see what happens, ladies and gents. Alright, that is it, everyone. I'm going to end the pre-stream. I'm not going to go too long. You know, this is my 4th and final session of Mario Maker. I'm not sure how many people are going to show up for the stream. I'll tell you this, the attendance was superb the first several sessions that I did, but, you know, it has been declining. So we'll see what happens, but this will be a fun send-off for the game. Thank you to everyone for who is here live. And without further ado, let's begin with our final session of Super Mario Maker. Here we go.